You started? Hello, students. Wendy Ansley here, kinesiology professor at College of the Desert. I have a well-rounded sequence today inspired by Hero. We will do the puppy dog pose several times in the sequence again to open the chest and open the heart and release the shoulders in this magical pose. And so I put it throughout our sequence a little bit. So Hero inspired this pose again, and this little vinyasa flow is to release the back and the shoulders. Here comes our wiggly Hero. Go ahead, Hero. And he demonstrated a lot of energy there. And actually, the theme for our sequence today is you control the energy that you radiate. So I'm super excited to have you here. Let's get started with this well-rounded flow here. I'm mirroring you here. Let's go ahead and cross the right leg over the left leg if we can in an easy Sukhasana. And let's do 2 cleansing breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's continue to cultivate this beautiful energy that we can control. Okay, there's several things in life, right, that we can't control, but we can control our behavior, how we respond to others, and we can control this energy that we radiate. Let's interlace our fingers here and let's pull those shoulder blades away from one another. Beautiful. Draw those arms up, energy down the back here, almost, and out the fingertips. So I almost like to kind of draw my shoulders away from my ears. Beautiful. I root through the sitting bones and I create energy that lengthens. Gently release. Taking the right hand down, drawing that left arm up. A little lateral rotation here. Gently release. Left hand down, draw that right arm up. Gently release. Take the left hand outside of the right knee. Root through the sitting bones. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over the back shoulder. Dynamic. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Beautiful. This little twist as we kind of release the mid-thoracic. And it's a dynamic breath as we take the right hand outside of the left knee. And I root the left hand behind. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Gently come forward. Beautiful. Let's switch the crossing of the legs. Left leg over the right. 2 cleansing breaths again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Lateral Sukhasana, left hand down. Draw that right arm up. Think about that lateral rotation as the upper chest kind of comes towards the ceiling. We continue to inhale and exhale through the nose, calming the mind. The exhale, release. Right hand down, draw that left arm up and open the chest, open the heart. Lateral rotation. Draw that left shoulder blade back. Heart kind of towards the ceiling here. Inhale, release, come back here. Beautiful. Taking the right hand outside of the left knee, let's root through the sitting bones. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over the back shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, really release that upper and middle part of the back. Gently come forward. Left hand outside the right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze over. Beautiful. Face the front. As we fold our hands heart-centered, let's lower the head to the fingertips. And again, reflect upon this. You control the energy that you radiate. Throughout our practice, through our breaths, our efforts, our intention, are truly being present on the four corners of the mat. Take a moment and set your own personal and meaningful intention for your practice. Honor this intention through your efforts today, through your cultivation of this energy. Inhale, look up. Beautiful. Coming to all fours here. Let me make sure my... Beautiful. All fours here. Hands directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips. I like to tuck my toes as we come into cat and cow. Inhale, look up, tailbone out, gaze up. Exhale, push into the ground, belly button to the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back, belly button to the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back, belly button to the spine. Beautiful. Come into just a little tabletop pose. Let's go ahead and take our blocks here. We'll do our first dynamic down dog here. So we're taking the heels of the hands onto the blocks, and we're going to lift up with the hips and come into a little dynamic down dog, heel and toe. The feet are hip width apart. Beautiful. Into a static hold of down dog here. Press through the blocks. Draw length in the spine here. Tailbone back and down. Pubis bone back and up. And breathe into any stiffness, any pain here. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale through the nose. We're all connected. Down dog connects us to our entire body. We'll stay here several more breaths. Gently lower to the knees as we release in down dog's cousin here, puppy dog. And so we're going to draw those blocks out forward a little bit. We still want the hips over the knees, tucking the toes. And we're going to press through the palms and rest the forehead onto the ground. And you feel the shoulder blades almost moving away from the spine here. It's a big shoulder and back connection and release. On the inhale, you feel kind of the chest expand, almost move away from the mat. On the exhale, the chest lowers to the mat. We'll stay here several breaths. A few of you may be able to get your chest and your chin onto the ground at the same time like I have it here. Several breaths. Again, on the inhale, the chest expands. On the exhale, the chest lowers towards the ground. Beautiful Anahatasana. Gently release. Let's draw those blocks back a little bit. Let's cultivate another little dynamic down dog, heel of the hands on the blocks here. And let's do a little dynamic down dog. Heel and toe, into a static hold of down dog. Press through the blocks, tailbone back and down, pubic bone back and up. Stay here several breaths. Gently lower to the knees. Coming onto the blocks here, this is, we're going to do another version of puppy dog. So we're pressing the elbows into the blocks. My hips are still over the knees. And now my hands, my palms come together in a prayer, almost going down the spine here. But I really press the elbows kind of into the blocks, and I'm just releasing the shoulders here as I rest my forehead to the ground. We'll stay here several breaths. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Again, on the inhale, the chest expands. On the exhale, the chest melts into the ground. Continue to root through the balls of the feet and press those elbows into the blocks and the fingers coming down the spine in that reverse-like way. Gently release. Beautiful. Heel of the hands on the blocks. Dynamic down dog. Static hold here, several breaths. Heels a little closer to the ground. Transition, walk it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. Removing the blocks a bit. We're going to continue and grow the sequence a little bit. We're coming towards the edges of the mat here. Again, you control the energy that you radiate. Inhale, draw those arms up, energy out the fingertips. Exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold. Let's do a heel and toe, heel and toe. Inhale, halfway lift, either hands to the shins, the thighs, or to the ground. The tailbone is out and back. Framing the feet, we're going to step back into Phalakasana here, where we kind of dome the upper shoulders, engaging the core, active legs, active shoulders and core. Coming into the core, let's draw the right knee to the elbow, and then to the right elbow, and then to the left elbow, and to the nose. Draw the left knee to the left elbow, to the right elbow, and to the nose. Body intelligence here. Right knee to the right elbow, to the left elbow, and to the nose. Left knee to the left elbow, to the right elbow, and to the nose. Stay here into the plank, and we'll stay here several breaths. Active legs, active core, and shoulders. Gently lowering to the knees. Knees, chest, and chin, Ashtanga Pranam. Can we get the knees, chest, and chin all at the ground at the same time? Gently release those legs back. Come into easy cobra. Press to the tops of the feet. Shoulders in line with the elbows. As we press to the tops of the feet, knees are off the ground. We're simply breathing, awakening the lower back. That's all we're doing, awakening it. On the exhale, lead with those hips. Walk the hands forward just a bit. Come into Adho Mukha down dog. Press through those palms evenly. Spread those fingers. Root, especially the index fingers, into the ground. Breathe into any pain, any discomfort, maybe tight hamstrings. Firm the thighs. Press those thighs back and up. Transition forward. We're going to walk it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Gently swan dive up. Open the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Inhale, root through the balls of the feet. Draw those arms up. Energy out the fingertips. Exhale, swan dive down. Come into a forward fold. Breathe into those hamstrings. Come more to the midfoot. Bring the sternum and chest close to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Framing the feet, we're going to step back into Phalakasana here. Embracing the body intelligence and the core. Dome the upper shoulders a bit. Draw the right knee to the elbow, right elbow, then to the left, and then to the nose. Left knee to left elbow, left knee to right elbow, left knee to the nose. Right knee to right elbow. Right knee to left elbow. Right knee to the nose. Left knee to the elbow. Left elbow to the right elbow. To the nose. Come into Phalakasana, plank. Gently lower. Knees, chest, and chin all at the ground at the same time. Some of you may try to interlace the fingers. Pick up the feet up a little bit in another form of Ashtanga Pranam. Or you can simply stay knees, chest, and chin to the best that you can do. Gently release. Send those legs back. Hands by the chest. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Press to the tops of the feet. Awaken the lower back. Knees off the ground. Press to the tops of the feet. Easy cobra. Transition, come to all fours. Lead with those hips, walk those hands forward a few inches, come into down dog. Inhale, exhale through the nose, calm the mind. Let's draw the feet together in this down dog transition. Inhale, releve, balls of the feet. Exhale, heels to the ground. Inhale, releve. Exhale, heels to the ground. One more time. Inhale, releve. Exhale, heels to the ground. Lift that left leg to hip level. Draw the left knee to the chest, to the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand. Lower the right knee to the ground. 1 or 2 dynamics. And let's draw those arms forward and come up. Beautiful low lunge. Press to the top of the back foot, create length in the spine. Lower, frame the foot. Runner's pose here just briefly. Connect front leg and back leg. Come back to down dog. Feet are hip width apart. Press those palms, create length in the spine. Walk the feet together. Releve up on the balls of the feet. Inhale, exhale, lower. Releve up on the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower. Releve up on the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower. Lift that right leg to hip level. Draw the right knee to the chest, to the nose. And place the right foot next to the right hand. Hands to the hips, 1 dynamic. And let's draw those palms forward. Let's sink a little bit lower and come into beautiful low lunge. Root to the 4 corners of the front foot. This time create length in the spine. Breathe into that left hip. Draw the shoulders down the back ribs. You control the energy you radiate. Beautiful. Frame the foot. Runner's pose. Just connect here. Just connect. That back leg is straight. Firm that right hip. Frame the foot. Come back into down dog. This time in down dog, I want you to kind of widen the heels almost towards the edges of the mat here and feel those inner thighs kind of spiraling back. That's creating length in the spine. Transition. We're going to walk the hands and the feet towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Beautiful. Either hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Exhale, come into forward fold. Come more to that midfoot. It's okay to kind of walk those hands back. Breathe into those hamstrings. Still come forward. Breathe into those hamstrings. Still come more to that midfoot. Sternum and chest close to the shins. Take the hands and press the tops of the hands into the mat here. And just let's warm up the wrists a little bit, a little wrist mobility and flexibility. Fingers come towards one another. We're still pressing into the wrists. And the fingers move away from one another. Gently bend the knees. Swan dive up. Open the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Shake it out, shake it out. Beautiful. We've warmed up our core, we've warmed up our hips, our shoulders, our back. We're really prepared for the practice. Rooting through the four corners of the right foot, we're going to draw that left leg to hip level. And this is where we kind of activate the arches in our feet, Pada Bandha, when I say root through the four corners of the feet. The left knee is in line with the hip here, cultivating balance. And we draw that right femur head of the standing leg in. Find your drishti, that's your gaze straight ahead. Gently, I lightly bend my right standing leg as I take that left leg back for crescent moon. My knee is directly over my ankle. I'm going to draw that left arm forward, right arm to meet it here. And I'm thinking about coming onto that pinky toe of the back leg and drawing my quadriceps to the bone as I straighten that back leg. And I also want you to firm that right hip. On the exhale, we're transitioning to warrior two here. Beautiful. So we're going to feel that right knee go towards that pinky toe and we're pressing that left thigh back. On the exhale, we'll do a few repeated here of extended angle, 6 o'clock arms. Inhale, rise. On the exhale, elbow or shoulder inside the knee, 6 o'clock arms. Inhale, rise. On the exhale, last time we're going to grow the pose. Grow the pose. Maybe externally rotating. I still want a little bit of room here, but externally rotating, drawing that left pinky in, growing the pose. Press outer edge of the back foot through the hips, through the crown of the head, through the fingertips. Armpit goes towards the ear. We'll stay here a while. Some of you may take the hand, left hand to the sacrum, and work on that bind where we come into the spine, looking over that shoulder. Release. Inhale, rise. Let's brush that ceiling with the right hand. Come into a reverse warrior two and allow that left hand to kind of drape down that back leg. Gently frame the foot. Step back into plank. Either partial chaturanga where we lower to the knees, right? Or you can simply come into down dog. Or chaturanga where I bend my elbows, shoulders align with the elbows. I brought my sternum forward. Inhale, transition up dog. I press through the tops of the feet, hips off the ground, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, come into down dog, and we'll stay here 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Create length in the spine. Root through the balls of the feet. Press through the palms. Tailbone back and down, pubis bone back and up. Walk the hands and the feet towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, clasp those elbows and kind of sink forward if you can. Allow that release of the hamstrings. Gently bend the knees. Swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Coming to the edge of the mat here. We're going to root through the left foot. We're going to draw that right knee up, still cultivating through the four corners of that foot. Awaken the arch. Draw that left femur head in. Find balance. Find your balance. Lightly bend that left leg as we transition, drawing that right leg back, preparing for crescent moon. I like to draw my right arm forward so it shows my right hip coming forward. I come onto that pinky toe of the back leg. My left arm comes forward, and again my left knee is in line over the ankle, and I want to kind of firm that back thigh. So draw the quadricep bone, the quadricep to the thigh bone of that back leg. Connect with the front and the back leg. Gaze forward. Beautiful crescent moon, Ardha Chandrasana. On the exhale, we adjust that back foot for warrior two. Press outer edge of that back foot. We have the knee that goes kind of towards that pinky toe. Try to get that left hip from flailing out. And I want us to press that right thigh back as we gaze over that left hand and draw the shoulders down the back. Beautiful Virabhadrasana too. Connect with the front and the back leg. On the exhale, we draw the left elbow inside the knee. Right arm 6 o'clock. Inhale, rise. On the exhale, we grow the pose. Inhale, rise. Last one we're going to hold. Maybe come a little deeper into the pose. Draw the top ribs back. Bottom ribs forward into extended angle. Grow the pose. Rotate that pinky in. Leverage that rotation of the torso. A few of you guys may take the hand to the sacrum. Grow the pose in a bind where I clasp the hands behind me and I'm gazing over the right shoulder. Gently release. Reverse warrior two. The left palm comes up, brushes the ceiling. We draw that left hip up. The right arm drapes down the back leg. We frame the foot. Step back into plank. Either partial chaturanga where we lower to the knees, or we bring the sternum and chest forward, shoulders in line with the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Good. Press to the tops of the feet. Hips are off the ground. Inner spiral the backs of the thighs. Exhale, come into down dog. Tailbone back and down. Pubis bone back and up. Press to the palms, lengthen the spine. Walk the hands and the feet towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Either hands to the shins, the thighs, or to the ground, tailbone out and back, gaze forward and down. Exhale, come into forward fold. If we can, clasp those elbows and allow the elbows to almost pull you down, weigh you down, and opening the hamstrings. Breathe into that release of the hamstrings. Breathe into that cultivation of energy that's just going to radiate and make your day better. Gently bend the knees. Inhale, swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart, radiate the energy. Exhale, heart centered. Beautiful. Coming looking kind of towards the back edge of the mat. My feet are about hip width apart here. I'm going to inhale, draw those arms up in Urdhva Hastasana, and then maybe draw those palms together. My head now is in line with my arms, and I'm going to do a little bit of a back bend here, just a little bit. Open the chest, open the heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive down, come into a down dog here. Come into down dog, adjust yourself here. Draw that left leg up to about hip level. Draw the left knee to the chest and to the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand. We're in beautiful runner's pose. Firm the left hip. Draw that right quadricep to the bone. Beautiful runner's pose. Coming into a mid-thoracic mobility exercise here. We're going to come onto the fingertips of that right leg, but yet draw that left hand to the ceiling. Come onto the pinky toe of the back leg. Beautiful release of the upper and the middle back. Gently frame the foot. Runner's pose. Lower the back knee to the ground. Come up vertical to horizontal. Arms up. And now let's release the hands and see if we can interlace those fingers and draw the shoulders towards one another where we open the chest, we open the heart. It's a little bit of a shoulder opener, right? It's a huge shoulder opener. Connecting, our whole body is connecting in this pose. Gently release, frame the foot. Come into half splits. This is where I want my sternum and chest over the shin here. Beautiful. Over the shin. So my back is flat and I'm pressing through the heel, that left heel, and I'm awakening right where those hamstrings originate, right under the sitting bone. I'm pressing, awakening. Maybe I take blocks out. Some of us might need blocks here, and I like to keep my blocks kind of stable and level here. And now I'm going to draw the left heel forward. And I'm going to come into, so the left heel leads the way, and I'm trying to square my hips. So for many of us, we're simply right here doing the best that we can. I have splits in my practice, so I'm going to go a little bit farther, but at the same time I'm cultivating my left hip back, my right hip forward, and I'm opening my chest, opening my heart. See how I'm kind of rooting through the fingertips there and doing that? So I'm working on. Beautiful. Eventually, some of you can continue to explore this pose in so many ways. Some of us, we're going to stay here 10 more breaths, a little bit longer. I like to sometimes bend that right leg, draw my foot inside that back elbow, and maybe make a jhana mudra of the thumb and the index finger with the 3 fingers reaching up and just connecting to my quadriceps, to my spine, to my hamstrings. Beautiful form of Anumanasana, our monkey pose, split pose. Gently release again. A few more breaths. Press through the tops of the fingers here. Open the chest, open the heart, so it's a little bit of a back bend here. Beautiful. Gently release. Mindfully, I come to the ball of the back foot. I mindfully draw that left heel back, and I come back into, I set up for Adho Mukha, down dog.
Inhale, exhale through the nose, calm the mind. Drawing that right leg to hip level. Drawing that right knee to the chest, to the nose. Right foot next to the right hand. Connect to runner's pose here. Beautiful. Come onto that fingertips here of the left side, and we're going to come into a beautiful mid-thoracic release here as the right hand fingertips comes towards the ceiling, and I'm coming onto the pinky toe of that back left leg and just releasing here, connecting to our entire body. Reverse runner's lunge. Gently release, frame the foot. Lower the back knee to the ground. We come up into beautiful low lunge. Connect to this pose. Now we're going to drop the arms. They come to the sides here, and we try to interlace the fingers and draw the shoulder blades towards one another here. Still firm that right hip. Breathe into that left hip, but draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Beautiful. Release. Frame the foot. Ardha Anamanasana. This is where I tuck the back toe. I press that right heel into the ground, and this is where I want my sternum and chest to come forward here. And as I'm pressing that right heel, I'm awakening the right hamstrings. Beautiful. I know this is a challenging pose for half of the people in this class. Very, very challenging. But it hits everything, this pose. It hits everything. Maybe I'm going to bring those blocks out by my sides here, almost kind of outside the knee area. And now I'm going to have the right heel lead the way. Lead the way, lead the way. Right heel leads the way. And I'm working on wherever I am. Maybe I'm right here breathing into this. This is where I am. I'm honoring, I'm being safe. A few of us may be able to come a little bit lower. We have all levels in this class, and sometimes certain poses are easier for us than others. We start to come onto those fingertips, and we open the chest. We open the heart. We continue to square the hips, right hip back, left hip forward. Sometimes I connect. I bend that back leg, and I try to work on clasping that foot inside the elbow. I bring my hand to the shoulder here, and I make a Jhana Mudra, thumb and index fingers together, the other three fingers reaching towards the ceiling. Gently release. Beautiful Hanumanasana here. Root through the fingers, open the chest, open the heart. So it becomes a little bit of a back bend. Gently release, come onto the ball of the back foot. Draw that right heel back. We connect body intelligence. Transition back to down dog pose here. Beautiful down dog. We'll stay here several breaths. As you press to the palms, think about the heels coming a little bit lower. Tailbone back and down. Pubis bone back and up. Walk the hands and the feet towards one another. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold.
Gently bend the knees. Open the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, heart-centered. Beautiful job. Let's do a cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. You control the energy that you radiate. In this posture, dancer's pose really symbolizes that in many, many ways. Standing bow pose, queen dancers often referred to. This takes into account balance, strength, back flexibility, and opening our chest, opening our heart. Beautiful posture. We're going to root through the four corners of the left foot. We're going to draw. I like to take my thumb and index finger together. You can keep your palm straight up. It doesn't matter. Take that right elbow in right next to that right hip. And the left leg is not locked. It's a slight bend. Slight bend. Right elbow near that right hip. We're going to clasp inside of that right foot. On the exhale, I want you to kick up as high as you can. Kick as high as you can. Once you cannot kick up as high, that's when you begin to bring the chest forward. Parallel to the ground, hips stacked over one another. Gently transition back. Beautiful. Cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. So we cultivate this energy. We kick up. We open our chest. We open up our heart. We can't kick up any higher, so we begin to come forward a little bit. Doing the best that we can. That's what we're doing, the best that we can. Rooting through the four corners of the right foot. Thumb and index finger to come together, the three fingers up if we can. Left elbow in right next to that left hip. When we can, clasp inside of that left foot. Exhale, begin to kick up, kick up, kick up. When we can no longer kick up anymore as we begin to bring the chest forward just a bit. Belly button parallel to the ground. Continue to open the chest, open the heart. Gently transition, climb out of that pose. Beautiful. Cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Awesome. Let's neutralize the spine. We just did a little bit of back and shoulder work. We'll do some forward folds. I'd like you to kind of root through the sitting bones in Dandasana. Create length in the spine. For some of us, you notice you might slump back. And if that's the case, if you tend to slump back, sitting on a block, helping you take that pelvis into an anterior rotation, a forward rotation helps. You're not alone. If you have a smaller block or a blanket, anything that helps you come into this forward rotation of the pelvis. Some of you, it's such a challenge that the strap works really well too to help you to kind of come in and come forward a bit, okay? And some of you are very, very flexible. I like the block just symbolizes, I like a block that reminds me to kind of outer edges of my feet engage my quadricep and release my hamstrings in this beautiful forward fold. We root through the sitting bones. We inhale, we create length, and this is where on the exhale, we come forward 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches farther than we think. And we release, we do the best that we can. We breathe into that vulnerable backside of our body. Exhale longer than the inhale. We'll stay here a while. Inhale and rise. Beautiful. The Sage Martyasana pose, the Sage pose. This is a little bit of a forward fold and a spinal twist. We'll start with the right leg. And we're going to draw the right foot towards the sitting bone. I'm going to grab a strap just in case some of you might want to utilize a strap. I don't use a strap, and I think it's almost better not to in the pose, but some of you want to try to do the best that you can and you want to utilize the prop, and that can help. But we're going to root through the right foot almost like we're standing on it. The left leg extended straight. Inhale, we reach that right arm forward. And then we begin to clasp. We try to draw that right arm around that left leg. And this is where the strap maybe come into play. Or we clasp the hands and we begin to draw the sternum on the exhale. Draw the sternum and the chest forward. We're going to stay here a while. Exhale longer than the inhale. Inhale and rise. Beautiful job. Come back to Dandasana. Let's do a cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Draw that left heel near that sitting bone and root through the four corners of the left foot. Draw that left arm up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come around that bent left knee. Eventually, we might take the strap, I have the strap in my right hand, to meet the left hand, and we begin to come forward. Or we clasp the hands, if you can, and draw the sternum and the chest forward. Inhale and rise. Beautiful. Preparing for a forward fold again. I like to move back and breathe into kind of symmetry now on both the right and the left sides of the body. However you want to set up, maybe you use a block, maybe you use the strap, maybe you sit on the block and try to get that pelvis to rotate forward. We do the best that we can. Inhale, root through the sitting bones, draw length. Exhale, reach forward, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, and sink a little bit lower. Keep outer edges of the feet coming back. Engage the quadriceps to release the hamstrings.
Inhale and rise. Beautiful. Preparing for our Shavasana now. Beautiful. Let's lie on our backs. Let's just do one last spinal twist as we clasp around the knees here and shift now over to the right. So the knees are stacked over one another. Let's press that left shoulder into the mat. Gaze over that left shoulder. Gently draw both knees up. Draw both knees over to the left. Extend that right arm out to the side. Gaze over that right shoulder. Gently release. Draw both knees to the chest. Just lightly clasp around the shins. Lower back towards the ground. Give yourself one last hug. And gently prepare for our Shavasana. Extend those arms. Extend those legs. One last stretch. And then gently release. We relax the palms. We relax the feet. Sometimes I nestle the shoulders into the mat and shoulder blades and puff up the chest a little bit. Then truly let everything go. Surrender to the pose. The breath really is just a natural breath. Let everything go. Sink. Let it go. Regeneration. Often through the breath, we feel the chest on the inhale expand. On the exhale, we just simply melt into the ground, surrender. Preparing to come out of our Shavasana, little movements in our fingers and toes. Gently bend the knees. Right arm over the head. Use the left hand to press yourself up. And I'll draw those arms up. Exhale, heart-centered. Reflecting upon your own personal and meaningful intention for your practice today. Honor this intention as you leave the four corners of this mat. Namaste. You control the energy you radiate. Be kind. Be hopeful. Love is always the answer.